Borderlands 3 has more builds than it has stable patches, but only a handful are actually worth playing. Today, I'm going over the top 3 must-try builds, ones that make the game fun, broken, and maybe just a little unfair. If you're looking to wipe out the game before BO4 comes out, these are the builds I would go with. Shout out to K6 for crafting and publishing these builds. First up, in the third slot, we have Berserker. My favorite weapons to use on this is the Flipper, paired with the Infernal Wish and Company Men. If that sounds like word salad to you, don't worry, all you need to know is it turns Mo's into a sustained splash damage machine. Here's how it works. The Blastmaster class mod keeps your splash damage scaling as long as you don't reload. Combine that with the Flipper SMG, which shoots more projectiles the longer you hold down the trigger. And suddenly, your ammo bar looks like a joke while the screen looks like 4th of July gone wrong. Now, let's add the Infernal Wish shield. Every time you fire, it doubles your projectiles. Sounds amazing, right? Well, it sets you on fire every time it procs. But, you're Mo's, so who cares? Finally, throw in a company artifact tuned for splash damage, and the Flipper just starts erasing everything in sight. Shields, armor, flesh, doesn't matter. Everything goes down in a stream of neon bullets. It's about holding down the trigger, watching the damage numbers turn into confetti, and hoping your shield can keep up with how much you're actively trying to kill yourself with splash damage. It's destructive, reckless, and honestly the perfect summary of how Mo should be played. And since Mo's gets shield regen from vampire grenades and skill tree investments, she basically becomes a walking tank. And of course, no Mo splash build is complete without firing the Skag Den. Every time you deal splash damage, it just adds bonus incendiary damage on top. This skill makes the Flipper plus Infernal Wish combo even more ridiculous. You're already doubling your projectiles, stacking splash damage with Blastmaster, and now every single bullet sets the world on fire? The funny part? A lot of enemies don't even survive long enough to burn. They just evaporate instantly. So the fire damage is less about killing enemies and more about sending a message. If the bullets don't get you, the flames will. It's kind of poetic in a crime sort of way. Oh, and don't forget short fuse. Every time Mo shoots, there's a chance for a secondary explosion, which is hilarious because you're already drowning the screen in explosions from the Flipper, Infernal Wish, and short fuse. Oh, and Iron Bear? Yeah, that's just a cheat code. Run the Vanquisher rocket pods on Mo's Iron Bear, and watch everything die in one shot. And once you eject, Auto Bear keeps firing rockets for 15 seconds. So while you're out there setting yourself on fire with the Infernal Wish, your mech is in the background casually committing war crimes on your behalf. It's a beautiful partnership. This build is great for anyone who complains that BL3 is too hard. I'm positive my great grandma could complete a playthrough with this build. Next up, coming in at number 2, we have Flag, the Destroyer Worlds build. This isn't just a build, it's a public safety hazard. The core loop is fade away with unblinking eye. Every crit you land stacks more crit damage, and when you pair that with the Monarch, the game stops being Borderlands and turns into a slideshow of enemy health bars vanishing. You hold down the trigger, and bosses just cease to exist. But here's where it gets truly disgusting. The Revolta shield, every time it procs, you get a massive bonus to shock damage. And since the Monarch is already spraying projectiles like an over-caffeinated lawn sprinkler, that bonus turns into complete overkill. You don't kill enemies anymore, you just erase them from memory. Then, there's the Stackbot class mod. This thing rewards you for chaining crits by stacking up crit damage. You miss a shot, and the stacks reset, which means this build is basically a test of your aim. Good news though, with Fade Away guaranteeing crits, you can pretend you're good at aiming while the game does all the work. For survivability, you're a little squishy. Enemies can kill you fast, but usually they don't get a chance. And if you go down, your pet revives you. So for once, the unwanted sperm cell you bought to the fight can actually do something useful. Oh, and of course, there's Flak's pets. Which one should you choose? Doesn't matter. They're not really part of the build. They're just there for more support. So yeah, if you want a build that makes bosses look like tutorial dummies and mobs look like background props, Destroyer Worlds Flak is the one. Just be warned, your friends probably won't want to play co-op with you anymore. No one enjoys watching you delete every boss before they finish reloading. And last but not least, in number 1, we have Chill and Kill Zane. This build is basically Borderlands' answer to Contract Killer on ice skates. It's smooth, it's fast, and it leaves a trail of frozen corpses behind you, like some sort of very illegal winter wonderland. The core of this build is a Seeing Dead class mod. Every shot you land has a chance to trigger your kill skills, which means once you get going, you never stop. You're not playing Borderlands anymore. You're playing an infinite kill stop loop, where the only objective is to keep shooting and freezing. Now, add the Revolter shield. Whenever it procs, you get a huge shot damage bonus, which stacks beautifully with all the projectiles from the light show. This pistol basically vomits bullets in a circle until enemies stop existing, and with the Revolter, they stop existing even faster. For style points, you got the Soul Render, which randomly fires out homing skulls on hit, because apparently Zane needed ghostly backup on top of his drones and clone. Nothing says balance like having 3 DPS assistants while you're skating around in cryo spam. And then there's the Grease Trap. It's niche, but when you coat enemies in its puddles and then light them up, the damage over time stacks hard. Combine it with cryo and you're basically slow cooking enemies before smashing them into ice cubes. Your skills tie it all together. The Gigi clone and Cryo Canyon. The clone isn't just a distraction, it's lethal. Give it the right gun and it melts mobs while you run around freezing everything in sight. It's like having a twin who actually pulls her weight. In the Cryo Cannon, it turns the battlefield into a skating rink. Everything locks up, everything shatters, and you just slide through the chaos. The result is a build that's fast, flashy, and brutally efficient. You don't tank hits like Moe's, and you don't one-shot bosses like Flag. Instead, you dance through combat while your enemies get frozen, shattered, and erased by your clone, your guns, maybe your drone, and sometimes little ghosts. So yeah, Chill and Kill Zane isn't just fun, it's a stylish murder. And if you enjoyed the idea of humiliating enemies by killing them in slow motion while their friends freeze to death, then this is the build for you. Now, before we wrap this up, let's talk about anointments. The right anointment can turn a decent build into a god tier nightmare, and the wrong one can make you feel like your gun is shooting rubber bands. So, have fun trying to get the right one. And that's it, the top 3 must-try Borderlands 3 builds. Berserker, Destroy Your World's Flag, and Chill and Kill Zane. 3 different flavors of Broken, and honestly, all of them way more fun than they had the right to be. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see these builds in action, or watch me lose my sanity from forming the right annoyance, come hang out on my Twitch channel, link will be in the description. I'm live at 6:30 PM EST every day.